Fuck you. Everybody's saying fuck you. 3 months later, fuck you. 8 months since I first joined Volcano High, and it felt like just yesterday. What? What's the... We're at the park. We're hanging out. The sun bears down on us in an atmosphere that's more water than air. Somehow I feel like I'm the only one feeling the heat right now. But the jacket stays on. She can't see my lanklet arms. Nasir finally took a day off from his part-time job working at Grub Club. So the three of us went to the park for something of a picnic. I will not make the delivery dance. Anon, stop asking me to do it. At least tell me how often customers ransom your tips for it. Too often. Now stop asking. The wagey dance? Wagey, getting... Oh, shit. Lucy tosses a forkful of the chili cheese fries onto Nasir's shirt. He jumps immediately to his napkin to wipe it off. For gosh, no! Relax, you're wearing another anyway. How and why, I still don't know. It's for conditioning. Can't stop my training routine, even in the off-season. Naomi isn't even here leering over you like always. I'm dying here in just one jacket. How are you even still alive? Well, my skin is plate. I'd toss over a fork of fries on the other half of his shirt. That's an expensive fucking shirt. Stop playing around! We're all just gonna fuck with Nasir? I feel bad for Nasir, man. Look, I'm totally past. Look, he kicked my ass before. I feel pretty fucking bad for Nasir. He always wants just shit to turn out regular, and nothing is going his way at all times ever. Everyone expects him to be like the head of Dino track team and shit. Dad ripped his wing off before. I'm not gonna revel in Nasir's suffering. This dude's been through it more than I have. Fuck no. We still want to kill Reed? I don't understand what the plan was with Reed back at the hallway whatever. During the hallway fight, like, what was the desperate attempt to keep me out of that conversation? I guess, Lucy offers a fist for me to bump, while he recoils with half-finished expletives. I down the rest of my soda to keep alive and look down at my plate. Hottest fucking day of the year. They're all dehydrated. Anon is sweating his dick off and he's still drinking soda. That's our final answer. Anon is a Mexican. Absolutely. Anon is a Mexican. He's drinking soda even when everything, all the fucking conditions around him are like, dude, just have some water. Nah, this Coke's sounding pretty fucking good right now, dude. It's confirmed. We've been deliberating this since the start. What are you on about? Never mind. Not really that hungry anymore. Should just toss. I sound insane right now? Hey, whoa. Don't finish that thought. Gimme. Mexicans metabolize soda better than water. We had a first-hand account. You guys suck! I shuffle my plate to him and rest my elbows on the picnic table. A familiar voice, chock full of cheery energy, alerts me to her and her food cart's arrival. Well, if it isn't my favorite high school sweethearts. Haven't seen the two of you in quite a spell now. How are you two doing? What you been up to since graduation? Oh, you know, the usual. Dreading the future as an adult, trying to figure out what to do for a living, stuff like that. The more you think about it, the more daunting it becomes. You just gotta let go of your expectations and see where life takes you. Oh, they graduated. Oh, I skipped right past that. Oh, they did. And I still didn't fuck? Lucy makes it sound worse than it is. We've only been out of school for like 3 months. Only 3 months. Gosh, I could have sworn a lot more time had passed since then. Now that's something I can wholly agree on. These last few months have felt like years to me, both in good and bad ways. So, you two have any plans now that you're both adults? The vendor's words, without realizing it, strike a very specific and very sore chord with Lucy. She suddenly wraps her arms around herself and shuts her eyes. Before I can move to reassure Lucy, the street vendor notices the error of her words. What's wrong, Shug? Was it something I said? No. It's nothing. The street vendor gives Lucy a raised eye look. Now, Shug, I can tell when someone's upset. And you right now are upset. So what's got you down all of a sudden? Lucy hesitates on hearing the words. She takes a second to seemingly think about what she'll say next before letting out a sigh. It's just, things are changing so quickly, and it feels like I'm losing everything I've come to love recently. Lucy shoots me a loving gaze before returning her attention to the street vendor. There's also the fact that I'll be so alone. What? What are we talking about? You alone. What about that hunk of a boyfriend standing right next to you right now? I do my best to try and hide the blush that's no doubt forming on my cheeks. Lucy lets out another sigh, this one more on the frustrated side. Fucker. What? I'm actually leaving tomorrow. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to, Oh, you fuck. Oh, you fuck. Oh, you stupid fuck. You stupid fuck. You stupid fuck. Anon. This is gonna end where he's about to get on the plane and they're like, oh, soldiers line up for the Dino Army, come on. And then like she comes, alright, it's gonna have an ending. No, bad ending. Fuck you. We'll be fine. I joined the military. I hadn't wanted to bring this up here on the last date Lucy and I could have. Yeah. He'll be gone, and I cut off contact with some people. Ah, you fell out with your old friends. Lucy gives the street vendor a sad nod. I don't really have any plans for the future. They always seem to change, and I could never decide. The street vendor gives my girlfriend a soft, understanding look as she places down her tongs and walks around her food cart so that she's standing side by side with Lucy. I lost contact with my old high school friends as well, so don't go thinking anything's your fault. From what I see here, you still have what's most important. She gestures to me, and then to Nasir, who looks up from the remains of my leftovers like a deer being caught in headlights. You got those from Berta, right? You know she loves to put sawdust in the fryer to save money. Anyway, don't fret about friends or people you've lost along the way. I know it can be hard, but that's not the end of the world. You still have your health. You still have your youth. You still have your family. The street vendor turns her gaze back to me and gives me a smile. You haven't managed to scare me off all these years. Why'd I stop now? Yeah, she's got... Okay, well... Oh, look at me, getting sentimental like I'm my grandma. I shouldn't be gushing like this. Your situation is probably more complex than I think. No. That helps. You're right. I still have lots of people here for me. The street vendor seems satisfied with the answer. Don't get distracted by the what-ifs, the should-haves, and the if-onlys. Only the things you should choose for yourself are the truth of your world. The street vendor gives Lucy a pat on the shoulder before returning to the helm of her food cart, which she wheels around with surprising dexterity. Hey, if you ever feel alone and need to chew someone else's ear off with your woes, me and my delicious hot dogs are always available. Without another word, the street vendor walks away in search of other customers to cater to, leaving me and Lucy to absorb her sagely advice. Before either of us can truly process what had just happened, Nasir walks up to us, all the while wiping his hands and mouth with a napkin. I gotta sink it for this one. Fuck me. This better be a good ending. You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. So, you guys ready to go? I give Lucy a glance. She returns it somewhat somberly. Yes. Nasir drives us back to my place in relative silence. Stop him, Lucy. Fucking stop him. He stops in front of my block and unlocks the doors. See you tomorrow, man. Yeah. Well, enjoy your last night together. Lucy and I step out of the car, and he speeds away like normal. Save it! Save it! I've already shipped everything important back home and donated the books. Even the TV is gone. All that remains is the basic commodities the place came with. But with Lucy here, it doesn't feel nearly as depressing as I thought it would be. She must have heard this as she pressed closer to me, her head resting on my shoulder. I can rent a movie on my phone for tonight. Does that sound like a plan? Man. Actually, I wanted to look back through the pictures we took together. I nod in response. Don't do this to me. We curl together on my bed, staring at Lucy's phone app booting up. The summer was well spent. Lucy and I got to go all over town. A well-documented series of escapades, from local farmers markets to a guided tour through a docked warship. Lucy and I share frequent quips and anecdotes about our experiences. Lucy don't charge they phone. Look at that shit. There was one Trish. There was... Oh, fuck. Eventually the timeline goes back far enough for some familiar faces to start showing up. Unwelcome, familiar faces that quickly get swiped past. As we keep swiping past older photos, I can see something in Lucy's eyes. I find it hard to describe, a mix of sorrow and longing and something I can't quite put my finger on. Lucy? My interjection snaps her out of her mood and she sets her phone down gently on the empty computer desk. Sorry, Her eyes linger on the cellular device. I have at least 2 other phones with pictures in them. I don't think I'll ever look through those now. Or maybe I'll do it when I feel like letting go is the... Or maybe I'll do it when I really feel like letting go is the best decision. Lucy casts her gaze around the barren room. It's not really fair to delete them, though. I could just... forget about them. I'm good at forgetting things on demand. I take her hand and give it a reassuring squeeze. Robo, I'm genuinely so sorry, man. Right now, you can just go back to the beginning, man. Just another 16 hours, man. Come on, just start it over. Rewind back, we're good. I take her hand and give it a reassuring squeeze. Lucy sighs, and her exhaled breath seems to expel her mood. I look at the clock and nearly jump. We've been looking at all the pictures for a long time. Long enough that hunger once again finds us. I am fucked. I'm so fucked. I move to the kitchen and look through my mini fridge. Going back and deleting old photos of people you no longer like sucks. I'm glad I'm not just getting a bad ending in fucking dinosaur sex games. There isn't much left. Just some green onions, a few pieces of beef, and 5 eggs. Meanwhile, Lucy looks through my pantry and cupboards for anything else to cook. After a minute of searching, she comes across 2 cups of Pachimon ramen just a week shy of their expiration dates. I've discovered a new recipe! The meal prep doesn't take too long for 2 adults. It isn't the most filling of dinners, but it would hold us over quite nicely until morning. With our feast finished, and with nothing else to do now that all my stuff is packed and shipped off the rock bottom, Lucy and I just return to my bed. I close my eyes for a bit, trying to get lost in my girlfriend's warm embrace. Suddenly I feel a jab at my ribs. I look down at Lucy, who's poking at my chest. Lucy, what are you doing? Oh, just... making sure. Making sure of what? You know, that you're all healed up. Lucy, it's been 5.5 months since the accident. I think I'm pretty healed by this point. Lucy doesn't stop poking me. If anything, she increases the ferocity of her pokes, going not just for my chest, but also for my stomach and my armpits. Lucy, cut it out! I try to be stoic, but I can't help but giggle as Lucy turns into a literal tickle monster. I'm not even getting my fucking hopes up anymore. Whatever. I decide to return the favor by also poking at her, starting with her stomach and gradually moving up to her chest and armpits. Come on, stop, 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 stop it. Finally, I hover a finger over her snoot. Come on. Come on. Come on, motherfucker. A mischievous grin spreading over my lips. Anon, don't you dare. I let out a giggle as I poke her snoot. Boop! This is so fucked. That seems to do it, and Lucy pulls me closer to her, wrapping me in a tight and warm hug. Why'd you boop it? I return the embrace, tempted to resume my tickling assault, but far too comfortable in my tarot GF's embrace to care about anything else in this world. As our laughter dies down, it comes to my mind that this might be the last time I get to hold her like this. I'm going into the army tomorrow. I'm going to get shipped off to Raptor Jesus knows where, and there's a good chance I might not be coming back. It brings my situation into a somber light. Dino Ukraine? I double my embrace on Lucy, the more primal part of my mind unwilling to let go of her. Fuck, man. Fuck, man. It's gonna be a trick ending. Hold on. A little bit of copium, right? I raise her up and press my head against her chest. Her heartbeat greets me. It's soft, yet hastened. Like it's trying so desperately to come off as calm and relaxed when it knows what terrible future awaits. A heartbeat I may never again hear. It almost breaks my own heart. I can feel Lucy's hands trace along my shoulders and across my neck to cup my face. Her angelic hands ever so gently guide me to look into her eyes. She has a smile with a hint of mischief. Before I realize where this is going, her finger lands on my nose. Boop. Her smile widens into a playful grin and I can't help but join in. Such a beautiful sight to behold. How can I resist? I inch closer, and our lips meet. What? Come on, man. All in all, it isn't that bad a night at all. I don't want the swanky fucking music right now, man. I woke up absolutely spent. I woke up covered in feathers, and Lucy's ambrosia scent hangs heavy over the bed sheets. Lucy's already awake, and she's bathed before me. Now she's rummaging through my fridge for whatever food we have left. Did he? Just tell us, Anon. Just give us something, you fucking... Rather than waste time asking the obvious, I decide to hit the shower. I'm surprised it's not over yet. As the water strips away last night's scents off me, I get to thinking how Lucy might be feeling right about now. I imagine what tomorrow will be like, not just for me, but also for Lucy. How suddenly she's about to have another big change thrust upon her life. The third or fourth one this year. From the non-binary thing, to the band, to the betrayal, and finally to having a human boyfriend. Only to have him go so abruptly, then stay! I'm surprised she hasn't gone insane after all she's endured. Fuck this, man. No, babe, I need to die in war. You have to understand. I open the bathroom door and I see Lucy sitting on my bed, staring blankly at her phone and swiping across messages. What's up? Nasir said he'll be here in an hour. Knowing him, it'll probably take 40 minutes. $10, he leaves another set of skid marks on the road outside. I sit next to her on the bed. What are you checking? Old messages and photos. You know, it's weird. You know, it's weird. There's not enough pictures of you in here. Hang on. Let's fix that, says Lucy. Still got that 5% charge, I see. Lucy raises her phone and points its camera lens at me. Stop smiling, you look retarded. Hey! Oh! Ooh! Alright, cool. Fantastic. We go silent again for maybe a minute or two. The overbearing silence is broken when Lucy lets out a heavy sigh. Do you really have to go? Say no. Say no. Say no. I can't help but let out a heavy sigh of my own. Today, I'll get on a bus and it'll be a Michael Tar-Pit movie for a few years. I honestly never thought these last few months were ever gonna end. There's a heavy silence between Lucy and me for a few seconds. You fuck. You fuck. It still feels wrong to me, you know? That I'm still too new to this boyfriend stuff. That I'll never get the hang of it. That if only I had a few more months of practice, maybe I could be better at it. I'm distraught. Lucy lets out a short snort. I mean, you're not that bad at it. Most of the time, anyway. I let out a single bitter chuckle. I must have been the single most boring guy you ever dated. Lucy lightly punches me on the shoulder. That's bullshit and you know it. If anything, I'm the boring one. Lucy deflates as she grabs onto her right arm. I mean, take away the spikes, wristbands, stompers, and what do you have? That wonderful girl that single-handedly changed my life? Huh? Goddamn mumbling. This has not been his internal dialogue the whole time. He's just been talking under his breath. Fantastic. We learned that at the very end. I never really thought about it. I suppose you trying hard at being tough was endearing to me. At least when you weren't physically assaulting me. There was something else, though. I knew it when we were talking on the rooftop. I wish I knew what that was. What? Yeah, man. Lucy cringed, her hands moving to cover her face. Emotions warred across her face as she tried to form coherent words. I can't stop wondering what you saw in me back then. And all this time we've been hanging out, I still can't comprehend why you stuck around us. Me. I consider for a moment, and a memory smashes its way to the forefront of my thoughts. Glancing at her for a moment, the expression on her face sort of reminds me of something. It was probably just leftover embarrassment from the concert, but she seemed to have a lost look on her face. Or maybe it was confusion. Or a mix of the two. Either way, there's something on her mind. I can't help but think that's how I must have looked on my first day. I think I felt like you. Lucy stares at me pleadingly with those beautiful citrine eyes of hers. For the longest time, I didn't know who I really was or what I wanted to be. I tightened my grip on Lucy's hands and stared deep into her eyes. Damn, dude, you ruined her? Oh. Lucy, whatever you want to do. Lucy, in response, glances away in what almost feels like shame. Almost instantly, I realize why. It was your idea, dear, says Trish. The two of us wanted so badly to avoid the subject, and yet here I was, dredging it up and twisting the metaphorical knife deeper into the wound. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring her up. Please, don't think about Trish that way. She's not at fault, I'm just a fucking idiot. Lucy, I just... forget that I have to walk on eggshells around certain topics. Lucy puffs her cheeks and jabs me in the ribs. Ow! Lucy crosses her arms and lets out a single scoff. Fuck this, man. Fuck this, man. Like I have to be careful when I catch you muttering, watching the newest season of Underage Panty Shot Quests and having war flashbacks fits through the night. Oh, Anon, what's wrong? Please stop crying because you remember the projector incident. War flashbacks? I won't go to war for at least a month after I pass boot camp. Assuming I pass it, it is. Don't even stop. She was being playful. I am going to war, by the way.